This video contains tips for using statutes on Westlaw. It was prepared for the Intellectual Property Legal Research course at Boston College Law School. If you know the citation to a statute, the quickest way to get there on Westlaw is to type it into the Westlaw search bar. This can be done from any Westlaw screen, since Westlaw recognizes citations and will pull up the citation for you. This is 15 U.S.C. Section 1051, the first section of the Federal Trademark Act. At the top of this code section, there are two places you can see how this section fits into the code. The first is above the effective date, where there are links to the larger units of the U.S. Code. There's a link to Title 15, Commerce and Trade, and also links to the chapter and subchapter that this section is in. The second is the Table of Contents link on the bar directly below the tabs. Looking at the code section in context lets you quickly find additional code sections that you need to read. Because this is a long code section with many subsections, it also has a section outline. This helps provide an overview of what is included in this code section and also allows you to jump down to a relevant subsection you are interested in. Below the text of this code section, we see the credits, which provide references to the public laws that enacted and amended this code section. At the top, after the Document tab, is the Notes of Decisions tab. Notes of Decisions are references to cases interpreting this statute that were chosen by editors to help researchers find relevant cases interpreting the legal issues relating to the application of this statute. Notes of Decisions are collected by topic and can be viewed either in a list view or hierarchically. The next tab on the top provides access to information relating to the history of the statute, including a graphical representation of the history of this code section, prior versions, editors and revisers' notes, and some legislative history materials. Westlaw has prior versions that let you see how the statute read on a particular date back to 1990. And compare versions allows you to see how the language of a statute has changed over time. Since statutory interpretation relates to the language of the statute, if that language has changed, the researcher can easily see if the language being interpreted in a citing case or other document is the same as the language being interpreted in the version of the statute being used. The Citing References tab provides a link to all the documents in Westlaw that cite to this statutory section, organized by content type. Once you've selected the content type you are looking for, you can filter the results by a variety of factors or run a search within the results set. The last tab, Context and Analysis, provides additional editorial references that were selected for inclusion in the print version of this code. If you are unsure of exactly how to format your statutory citation, for example, California's trademark definitions are in section 14202 of the Business Code, but you may not be that familiar with the names of the individual California codes. So you can click on the Statutes and Court Rules and then California, or you could have done this in the other order and chosen your jurisdiction first and then clicked on Statutes and Court Rules. And you would get to this page that has an outline of the California codes on the left and a number of tools and resources on the right, including a statutes index, a popular name table, and a link to historical statutes. But we're going to click on the Find template. And now you can just type the section number in the box next to the appropriate code section, appropriate code title. This will take you directly to that code section. State codes on Westlaw have the same editorial features and characteristics that we just saw in the U.S. Code. If you don't have a citation and need to search for a statute, a searchable, browsable index can often help you identify the relevant section or sections of the code. There's also a popular name table for each code. And if you do need to run a full-text search to find a statute, it's a good idea to first select the code in which you want to search, and then use the Advanced Search screen. Restricting key terms to the statutory text field will avoid pulling up statutory sections that don't contain your language in the statute itself, but only in the Notes of Decisions.